Hi, I'm Misty from On the Bit magazine. In today's video, you're going to see a demo from the Harness Horse Youth Foundation. Say that 10 times real fast. I met them, specifically Ellen Taylor. She's the executive director at the Indiana Equine Roundup this year, and she is such a sweet human. They do this great program for kids, teaching them about harness horses, how to drive, how to groom, like just kind of the ins and outs of taking care of these horses. You'll actually see me later on this month. I'm gonna go to one of their camps to kind of see what it's all about. And I mean, they teach these kids all sorts of things. So I thought it would be really cool for you guys to see the demo that they did at the Equine Roundup this year. And if you have any questions, check them out at harnesshorseyouthfoundation.com. And they're also on Facebook as well, so check them out there. So I hope you enjoy.
It's really great to have graduates sitting in the audience who have been to the program, as well as graduates in the ring who are volunteers. Today we have Grady in the green and white. We have Lily, who's not quite big enough for a set of colors yet. And we have Vicky, who is my #1 volunteer. The star of the show is Missy, CD's Miss M. She is a registered trotting bred. We use trotting breds because they're a tad bit smaller. I've been 5 feet, ½ an inch my whole life, and I understand how intimidating a big horse can be, especially with a new discipline. So that's the reason we use trotting breds. A trotting bred is a breed that is to be 51½ inches or smaller to race. They race half a mile, and they're 7/8 standard bred in pedigree anymore. Missy is 20 years old today. No, 19, sorry, my math's bad. 19 years old today. She is one of our tried and true, and she absolutely loves the program, but she loves Vicky more because Vicky takes care of her all year. We can't thank Vicky enough. That being said, we are now going to put some harness on Missy. We are going to demonstrate 2 different gaits, which is what standardbreds race. They race at the trot, which is a diagonal gait, and that's what Missy will do first. We have Grady, who is taking the harness bag off. The harness bag is to keep things clean, neat. First, we have the harness. I want you to hold it up, Grady, really tall. I want you to point to the back pad. The back pad is there. It's the blue thing that is just for comfort so the harness doesn't rub. Would you please point to the turrets? The turrets are what the lines go through. He is now unfastening the girth. In harness horses, we have 1 girth, but 2 straps that buckle it on for safety. Also known as, wait, we're not done with the pieces. Excuse me. What goes underneath her tail is called the crupper. The #1 and most important thing about the crupper is you never want the tail hairs to be caught underneath. It'll make a horse kick. And sometimes that's not wanted when you're jogging. Then we have the quick hitch coupler. Harness horses are now all raced with quick hitches. Used to, we'd use a tie down and a thimble. Not anymore, because these are metal, and if you don't hear the click, you're not hitched. Go ahead and slide it up over her back. Pull the back pad back to her point of her hip. Missy. Put the crupper through, lift her tail. Missy, just check, pull it up tight, then double check. And I think he had a hair underneath there because she's not usually that grumpy. We're now going to buckle the inside buckle to the inside buckle on the girth. He's going to just buckle it loosely because we're just now starting. Go ahead and buckle the safety too, please. The safety doesn't need to be nearly as tight, but it needs to be snug. All right, the next piece is the Buxton breast collar, named after a gentleman named Dick Buxton. He invented it. Now, when we talk, we're going to look at the race bike and the jog cart in a minute, but I want you to think about which 4 directions can that jog cart go when it's hitched. It can fall down, it can go up, it can go back, or it can go forward. The Buxton helps the harness. That's the Buxton. The Buxton helps keep the harness from sliding backward. Oh, Missy, did you just get up from your nap? You're a little grumpy today. Now, look at Grady. He did exactly the right thing. He put his hand on her butt, and if he has to go behind her, he's going to tell her he's going there. But she is telling him that that might not be a good idea. But Grady, back up here. Please fasten the underneath buckle on the. Your snaps are always going to go away from the horse. Your straps are always going to go down or back because we're looking for wind resistance. Wind resistance makes a horse go faster or aerodynamically. Next, we're going to, okay, Miss Ellen, which is my name, has this peeve, and it's the R words: ride, reins, and run. Anybody have any idea why? Because we use lines, we trot our pace, and we drive. So the 3 R words are not allowed in our barn when you come to camp.
That's okay.
All right, lines, please. What we're trying to do is show the length of the lines and the fact that there is a point at which I like to call it, for simplicity's sake, the fat part meets the skinny part. And that is where Grady, when he puts these on, he's going to run them through the turrets to that part. Lily has the opportunity to have handholds, which is what you hold on to control the horse's speed. However, it is a safety more than it is anything else, because when a horse is going about 35 miles an hour and you drop a line, you're kind of SOL. And so we want something to keep our hands steady. All right, Grady, would you please fasten that first? There you go. He's going to fasten the lines to the water hook. Does anybody know why that's called a water hook? Because a long time ago, when heavy horses worked in the field, that is similar to what the buckets carried. The horses carried the water in the afternoon. That's called a water hook. Then he's going to take the lines, the front part, he's going to run it right like he's going to her bits on her bridle. And then he's going to go through to the fat part like we talked about, and then he's going to loop it back. Missy's a little short in the leg like I am, so she has to make sure that she has no way to get her legs tangled in the lines, and he may lay them up over her back just for temporary. At this point, she's now harnessed for the most part, except for she's missing a bridle. So we're going to get the bridle. All right, Lily, what do you have in your hand? That is called a race halter or a head halter. It goes on her when she races, and it's buckled snug but not tight. The halter that she wears in the stall is called her stall halter, and it comes off. So go ahead and put it on, Lily. She's going to slide it up over her face. down underneath her halter, and buckle it snug but not tight. For safety's sake in this demonstration, we're going to switch the lead shank to the bottom ring on the head halter. Ideally, she'd be in a set of cross ties and you wouldn't necessarily do this, but just so she doesn't get a wild hair and take off. All right, while we're doing that, Grady's going to hold up the bridle real high. Please notice that there's two bits. There's the overcheck bit and there's the driving bit. The driving bit is considered a steering wheel. That's what the lines are going to fasten to. And the overcheck bit is what's going to ultimately hold her head up because it attaches to the overcheck. Grady, just pull that to show that it's almost on a pulley system. Now pull it the other way. There you go. Yesterday we had a question about, well, why are there two bits and how do we not let it hurt a horse's mouth? If you know, there's two wolf teeth, and standard breds, mares and colts have them. It's the little canine tooth that grows right in front of the molars. We pull those because the overcheck bit sits right on those. So we always pull those teeth, and I actually collect them. So then we have a set of blinds, Grady. Missy happens to not like to see horses coming up on her side, so we put a set of blinds. There's many, many different kinds of blinds. There's open bridles, there's cheek pieces, there's cups, there's all different kinds. But Missy, we have, since she's 19 years old, we know what she likes and what she doesn't like. Missy has raced. She has a record of 102 for a half, meaning 1 minute, 2 seconds. If you haven't ever been in a jog cart, that's pretty fast. All right, so the other thing that I didn't neglected to mention, because you were pointing to it, was the throat latch. The throat latch goes under just like a normal throat latch. Never buckle that tight because when the horse's head comes up from the overcheck, it could shut their air off. So, and when Grady gets ready to buckle, okay? Would you please? There you go. See, Missy, she understands what's coming. Slide one bit in and then the other bit. Grady, please walk to the other side. I don't care if you're 8 feet tall, you still need to walk to the other side. That's one way that you can really hurt a horse, is crinking their ear too much. And I think we might have it crinked. There we go. So you just bend that ear one time to get it through the little hole, the little triangle. Grady then fastened the overcheck to the driving bit because that's a brass snap. A racehorse gets a little bit antsy going to the track sometimes, and I've seen people, and this may not be a polite thing, but I've seen people get their eyes put out if you don't snap that and keep it safe. He's now buckling the throat latch. Like I say, 3 fingers. Don't buckle it too tight. Leave. Now we're going to, Grady caught it. There was a twist in the leather. All right, now we're going to each take a line. Lily, you're going to take a line. Grady's going to take a line. When you bring it up to the bridle, take the twist, take the crinks out of it, and fasten. Unlike a riding horse bridle, which buckles to the inside, you always buckle everything to the outside, and the keeper or the strap points down or back. That's for safety in case a horse would fall. It's easier to pull off. In that line, right where the bit, where it hooks around the bit is a piece of metal, and that metal could save your life. because if the line would come unbuckled or something would happen, it just that instant of holding that line just a little bit longer can make a big difference. All right, now, always, always, always walk around your horse just to make sure everything's buckled, everything. Grady's going to tighten his girth. He's doing exactly the right thing. The jog cart first, right? All right, the other thing that I wanted to talk about, although they're parked down there, go ahead. When she brings this jog cart up, it's for the comfort of the driver. Put your foot underneath the wheel. There you go. Because I've been where you are. Keep pulling. Keep pulling. Good job. Good job. Good job. Now she's going to back it up. When she brings that jog cart up, she's going to bring it right straight up. However, Missy can't see her. So she's going to speak to her. She's going to sing happy birthday. I don't care what she does, but she's going to let Missy know that she's coming. All right, now she's going to lift it up, lift the shafts up, 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 over her butt. Then she's going to bring it down, but she's going to pull her lines out from underneath the shaft right now. Get the lines out from underneath immediately, because if that horse were to take off, it would be very difficult to stop it if Vicky were at her head. All right, now you can walk around again and double check, but I want you to look at the difference between a jog cart and a race bike. This jog cart has long shafts, it has no wheel discs, and it weighs probably about 150 pounds. When we hitch to that race bike, it has shorter shafts, so you're going to be sitting closer to the horse. It has wheel discs, and it also only weighs around 60 or 70 pounds. Vicky, as the driver, she should check everything. She already checked her lines. I saw her. She's now going to walk back. She's going to put one butt cheek on the jog cart and swing her legs around. There you go. Vicky is going to jog Missy the wrong way, and I never can figure out clockwise versus counterclockwise, but this is the not race way. So I call it the wrong and the right way, because the right way is the race way. Missy is very, very attuned to racing, so she knows she's just relaxed. She's hitched to a jog cart. And what gait is Missy doing? Missy is trotting. Well, she's not at this moment because she's being lazy, but there she goes. Look how relaxed Missy is. She's just looking around. She's not used to being in an arena this size. All right, she's going to come up here and stop. Lily, have the hobbles ready, please. That is a very unusual thing that a horse will trot and pace both, so we're now going to put hobbles on Missy, also known as Indiana pants, because they were invented in Indiana. We're going to unhitch her. All right. As Lily gets the hobbles, there we go, a hobble. I want you to look at this hobble. Can somebody tell me how many buckles need a strap to be buckled to? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 8 straps that we need to attach to Missy's harness to hold those hobbles up. Those are called hobble hangers or hobble carriers, depending on your age. Missy, or Vicky, hold up the front carrier. The front carrier, it just lays across the top of her shoulders and her withers and buckles in the front. I have the side carriers that are on rollers, and I will never ever, I'm a trotting horse person and I still have trouble putting the hobbles on. And then Vicki also has a rear carrier, and you dress a horse from front to back. So I'm going to hand these back to Vicki. She's going to put the side carrier on. All right, give me those hobbles again. Because what, hey Lily, which hobble is this? Does this go on that side or that side? And how do you know? You know? Hold up for just a second. If I put these exactly even, see the difference in the hobble loop size? Common sense tells me that this is going to go in the front and this is going to go in the back. But what did I say earlier? All straps go to the back or down. So this hobble, the strap is pointing backwards, so it's going to go on that side. And we have to do that every time. All right, Vicki's still putting on, thank you, the carriers. Has anybody ever been to Hoosier Park? No? Hoosier Park races from now until the end of November. The infomercial is Hoosier Park races till November the 30th. So please come out to the harness races. Family fun nights are Saturdays from June until late September. And that's a really good time to bring your family. It's free to get in. All right, the only exception to dressing from front to back is the hobble. The hobble you're going to buckle on the sides first, and that is specifically measured to Missy. Those are holes with just plain buckles, but they are measured for Missy. The length of the hobble is also measured to Missy. She wears a 48-inch hobble. And that is very important that as a trainer you would know that, so that if you had the hobbles get mixed up, you'd know which ones were hers or you could adjust them. A horse, I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but a ½ an inch is huge in stride length and in gait for a pacer. So she's buckling that. Now, common sense is going to tell us, just let it hang for a minute. There you go. She is going, Missy is telling her which leg to pick up because Missy knows. But if you had to figure it out, you would go, I believe that it would be more difficult for Missy to pick up a hind leg after the front leg is buckled than vice versa. She's now looking for the proper place to buckle the hobble on that side or in the back. Once again, it is specific to Missy, and I cannot stress that enough. Hobble length, it's going to look a little low when she first walks away, but we're going to check her up. It should come right in the middle of her gaskin. If it doesn't, then it might, if it's too low, it'll rub, and if it's too high, it'll rub. So she got her front leg in. She's now going to buckle her front carrier.
No. Just on one side and then the other side.
I think you got a twist. Yes, you do. You always want to make sure there's double, triple check. It is a rule now from the U.S. Trotting Association that you have to put black tape on the buckle, on your hobbles, and on your lines, and just for safety. So she buckles it down. All right, see how low that, and the same thing in front. You want her hobble to be between her knee and her elbow. But it looks a little low right now until we raise her head and it raises the entire hobble. See what Grady just did? He's just making sure that she's even all the way around before he goes to his side and rebuckles. Nothing makes a trainer madder than having debuckles 3 from the top. If my trainer said, okay, I want your hobbles 3 on hole 3, always ask your trainer, does he count from the bottom or from the top? All right, Lily, go get the race bike. And bring it up here, please. Bring it up in front of Misty, please. Sometimes standardbreds are called the equipment breed because they're going 35 to 40 miles an hour. They will interfere. Sometimes they wear knee boots, sometimes they wear bell boots, sometimes they wear, but it's all important. Sorry, guys. It's all important to, wait, bring it clear up. Yes, this is an old style race bike, but it has the same principle. This quick hitch is going to fasten into here. That's where you're going to click it, right? And this one happens to have different lengths depending on the length of your horse. Hold that, please. Notice how short the shafts are. These are old-time stirrups because they sit on the outside. Anymore, the stirrups sit on the inside. Sometimes the seat is offset so that the driver has less distance to travel. And this seat, I just read a really good article last night about the seat, in that they're talking about going back to a seat that doesn't have a backrest. No, understand, it's all right, it's all right. All right, are you guys ready? Okay, back it up, Lily. Same thing, when you're hitching, I want the shafts up higher than her bum. I want you speaking to her. I want it straight. And I want Grady grab the lines so that she doesn't, there you go. Lily, what are you saying? Sing happy birthday, speak to her. All right, Missy has 2 clues. She's going to have 2 clues here in a minute, that she is now in race mode. One is the hobbles, because she doesn't usually wear hobbles when she jogs. And the other thing is we're going to turn her around and we're going to go the race way. Missy knows that. Here. And I want you to notice the difference in her whole demeanor. She will start pricking her ears forward and backward. She will be a lot more attentive to Vicky. A pace is a lateral movement. It moves from side to side. A nickname for a pacer is a side wheeler or a freight locomotive. As a general rule, pacers get their power from the front and a trotter from the hind end. Now, I will tell you that when Missy comes to camp, which is my next infomercial, she's going to have her head taken up a little bit because she's too low. We've lowered it because of the consistency of this ring, but a racetrack is a lot harder, a lot more condensed, and she'll get her footing a lot better. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you, Grady. My last infomercial is if you want to learn more about harness racing, The Harness Horse Youth Foundation is going to have a camp at DeLong's in Anderson, June the 17th. Or if you think you know it all, come to the week-long camp, which is June the 21st to the 25th. And I will absolutely challenge anybody. You will learn something about racehorses. Does anybody have any specific questions? See, these two ladies are laughing because they've already signed up for camp. Because we accept anybody, old or young. You just have to be young at heart. All right. Pardon me? I want you to bring her up here. To the fence. All right.
One of them things around the lake don't look so good.
Does anybody have any questions? Okay. Thank you, Grady, Lily, and Vicki, and most especially happy birthday, Missy.